What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So if you watched a couple videos ago when we color matched the drill, you guys know that the Ford emblem did not match and I wasn't the biggest fan of it. So I watched a couple videos online of people separating their Ford emblems and painting the different parts, and they really say like you have all these holes on the back side that you're supposed to drill out and it should separate. Well, I was looking at my Ford emblem and it had all these little holes on the back side. So I was looking at the front of it and I was like, this thing doesn't really look like it separates, but what are these little holes for then? So I started drilling and drilling and drilling and drilling. And every time I would drill, I would stop, I would take a pick, a flathead screwdriver, I'd try to separate it and it just like would not budge. It wouldn't act like it was supposed to separate. And then before I knew it, I drilled all the way through and then I had this hole in the emblem. Luckily, the emblem broke when I was taking it off the truck. One of the little studs on the back side of it actually snapped off. You guys can kind of see it there. And I just figured I'd get a new Ford emblem. So I did some shopping online and finding an emblem for one of these 7.3s, the 99 to 04 trucks. You might have a 6.0 from late 2003 or 2004. But they have a 7-inch Ford emblem on them. And like every nice Ford emblem you see is a 9-inch, which is way too big for the truck. I measured the drill. It would overlap like an inch on each side. Would not work. So I finally found this all black one with the raised lettering. I found this on eBay. The whole reason I wanted the raised lettering is for what we're doing today. Hopefully you guys don't hear that lawnmower in the background, but the whole reason I wanted the raised Ford letters on this was so that we could paint match it. As you can see, it still has the plastic film on it. I did not want it to get scratched up, so you can see how this is raised. And I wanted to color match this, but I wanted it two-tone. So what my plan is to do is to kind of scuff this whole thing up so it's prepared to be painted, and then tape off all the flat black areas and all the raised areas I would paint match. That way we have a two-tone Ford emblem. So we've got one line that goes around the outside, and then we've got the Ford emblem. Alright, so what I wanted to do was to have all this black inlay area and this outside area taped off, and I wanted to paint match just the letters and this ring, and I wanted everything else to stay black to give it that two-tone aspect. But what I think I'm gonna have to do is paint match everything and then just clean off the Ford letters and this ring with a Q-tip to make those black, because I'm not gonna be able to tape off all these inlays like inside this little circle for the F, doing these little areas in here inside this O and the D and everything. Trying to cut tape in there is going to be damn near impossible, and this is a one-piece emblem. There is no way to separate this. It's just some adhesive on the back, so I don't really have much of a choice. There's no separating this, but we'll still be able to make it custom, make it our own with our own little twist on it, which I think I'm happy with. So I'm gonna go ahead, pull this cover off right here. I'm gonna stuff this up, use some adhesion promoter, get it all promoted, and then we will just shoot over top of this. Nice. Okay, well, I'm gonna interrupt this time lapse to say I'm kind of glad I'm painting this, because the paint that was on this was shit. I literally scuffed it with a scuff pad and immediately the paint started coming off. Now, I will say, if you want a like rugged looking emblem, this looks pretty freaking cool, I'm not gonna lie. If you were to clear coat this, it looks like it's been through some shit and it looks pretty cool. But luckily, I have a little bit of black paint left. So I'll adhesion promoter it, do some black paint, wait, and then do Duplicolor over top of it, and then we'll clean off our Ford emblem and this ring out here. But yeah, good thing I wasn't just gonna throw this on the truck, because you get one rock chip and that paint's gone. So I ordered this Ford emblem for the F250 and get it to focus, there we go. And it came black, and I figured it was just black plastic from looking at the back side. The back was plastic, so I just figured it was black plastic, and my plan was to color match it using the color match Duplicolor, and then take a Q-tip and clean off the letters and the little circle around the oval, and kind of do like Justin Hawksmith did in his most recent video with the light up badge on his 6.0. I wanted to do something similar to that. They don't make light up badges for my truck, or else I would have gotten one. His badge is 2 inches bigger than mine, but I wanted to do something similar to that where I took a Q-tip with some acetone and just cleaned off the paint on the oval and on the letters to reveal the black underneath, and do that two-tone and then go over it with a automotive clear and be completely set. But I quickly found out when I went to clean this, I stuffed it up with a stuff pad just so the adhesion promoter would have something to stick to and the paint would have something to stick to. It wasn't just smooth plastic. And as soon as I started stuffing, the black finish on it started coming off, and I found out it was chrome underneath. And as soon as I wiped it down with acetone to make sure there was no grease on it, everything came off. So then I just tried to paint it, and I did gloss black, and then I did the Duplicolor over top of it, and then tried the Q-tip, but that took both layers of paint off, which I was kind of assuming it would, but I figured why not try it. That did not work. So then I just did a complete coat of color matched Duplicolor over top of it, and then I tried a method where I took some black nail polish with a little brush, and I tried to fill in the letters and the oval with that, and that just didn't turn out the way I wanted it. It didn't look bad, it just wasn't what I was wanting. So I'm resorting to plan, what is this, D at this point? I've went through my whole list, and now I'm just kind of at like, well, I guess this is what I'm gonna do. I just went and bought some universal black metallic Duplicolor paint, this right here. If the camera would focus on it, that would be wonderful. Yes, thank you very much. So went and picked this up. I paid, I think it was around like $13 for it. But it is aggravating because I thought this was black plastic. It was listed on eBay as completely black. I figured it'd be black plastic. I wouldn't imagine that it'd be chrome. So I'm doing a massive chrome delete on this truck. I'm trying to get rid of all the chrome. I'm going satin black and color matched over the whole thing. That is why we were getting rid of this. But I'm not gonna ramble on anymore. This thing's already stuffed up. It's already wiped down and everything. So now we just need some Duplicolor adhesion promoter, and we need some Duplicolor base coat, and then we will do clear coat on top of it. If you're wanting to do this yourself, I don't suggest buying this one. I suggest searching around a little bit more. I will have this one linked down below, just in case you're just wanting to do a black metallic paint job on it, or you want it completely color matched. If you're wanting to do two-tone, do not go with this Emblem right here, because it's not going to work the way that you are wanting. So now that I've told you guys my whole life story at this point, we're gonna jump in and get this adhesion promoted, I think. Adhesion promoter, I think. Something like that. English pretty hard. I graduated high school, that's about it. So, time for this. Let's jump into it. Woo! Alright, I have to say, this thing came out really good, but I've been sitting here thinking if I really want to spray automotive clear on it, this being a $17 Ford Emblem, and I don't really know if I'm going to keep this forever. I really wanted a two-tone Emblem, so I think I'm going to search some more online and see if I can find something else. But I was really wanting that two-tone color matched and black. I don't want just solid black. I want something to make those letters stand out. So I think I'm gonna search some more online to get one that I can disassemble and do two colors on. But I think this looks pretty good for now. I think I'm just gonna do a rattle can clear on it, just something that's gonna give it some gloss, give it some shine, give it some protection, but without having to go through using my paint gun for that little amount of clear, and then to clean my paint gun and everything like that. I think I'm just gonna use some rattle can clear on it. So I've got some Rust-Oleum 2X clear. I'm gonna let this dry for about 30 minutes and then spray that on there, and then we'll get it put on the truck. Alright, it's been drying for about 15-20 minutes now, so I figured I'd set it out here in the sun and kind of speed that process up so we can get it on the truck this afternoon. and it'd be pretty much dry. So normally Rust-Oleum takes about an hour to dry to touch. So I'm gonna let it dry out here in the sun for about 2 hours so we can fully touch it and get it put back on the truck. But I gotta say, the reflection in this thing is pretty freaking good. And honestly, I'm happier with this than I think the two-tone, so I might leave it. I didn't realize this had like a gold flake in it. I thought it was just like a standard like silver flake or whatever, but this kind of goes really well with the goldish tan truck. So this being black in the shade and then this gold tint in the sunlight, I think is actually gonna look really good. Because like right now on camera, it mainly looks gold, but if I come over on this side, it looks black. So with the sun behind me and in the shade, you guys can kind of see how it changes like that. So I actually really like it, and the Rust-Oleum doesn't look bad on it. I mean, if it ends up fading and I like realize like I really like this color, I can always repaint it and actually put a automotive clear on it. Or I can always do a two-tone and do black and the actual color, the light gray and metallic with this. So I'm gonna let this dry and I will pick you guys up in about 2 hours. All right, so it's about 3 hours later. We have the Ford Emblem right here. It is completely dry. I took it out in the sunlight like I showed you guys, and I let it sit out there for about 2 hours, and then I let it sit in the garage for about an hour and cool down, and it is all completely dry. I have this microfiber to clean off the surface of where we're mounting this, just because there is no tabs back here, it's just this adhesive. I want it to, you know, stick a little bit better. I'm gonna keep an eye on it to make sure it's not just peeling and falling off. If it starts so that it's gonna fall off, I'll probably get some 3M double-sided tape and stick that to it. Let's wait for this car to go by. There we go. I'm gonna get this thing stuck on. It's kind of crazy how it worked out. The flake in this is actually about the same exact color as the truck, so it worked out perfect. I'm kind of glad it happened this way, because I think I'm gonna use that paint to paint match the mirror caps on my mirrors when I color match them to the truck, so we can have that black that goes with it and kind of give it a little offset. I think I'm gonna use this paint more often. I really like the gold flake that's in it. It really stands out. It's crazy. Everything always happens for a reason. God always has a plan that you don't know about. So yeah, worked out pretty good. So let's peel this off the back. Hopefully this adhesive back here isn't horrible. Let's clean off our surface. Now, I'm not using any acetone or anything like that, just because I don't want to risk ruining my paint. And let's get this thing stuck on. I think I actually got that pretty centered for eyeballing it. I probably should have, like, you know, went out and measured a little bit, but I think it worked out pretty good. I mean, I gotta say, I'm looking at it, and if the Ford letters were a different color, it would be perfect. The whole reason I wanted it two-tone was so you could tell it said Ford. Not necessarily the circle so much, but I really wanted the Ford to be a different color to contrast. I mean, you know it says Ford, you know it's a Ford. I really wanted that to stand out. I don't know, I might see if there's like a way to get a sticker printed for it that I could overlay on top of it or something. I'm trying to film the video here. Either way, it looks great. So I'm gonna show you guys, and then we will close the video out. That is all for today's video. Like I said, didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but hey, it introduced me to this black paint, and I'm gonna research some ways to see if I can like print out a sticker with vinyl or something, because I have a vinyl that is very similar to the color of this truck, so I might try that and print out the Ford letters and just try and stick it on it. That way it at least gives it the color. So I'll take some measurements and everything and see if I can just get that just right. I will show you guys that in a video if you are interested. So let me know by liking this video and commenting down below if you guys would like to see that. And yeah, so I've been watching a lot of Fishing with Norm lately, guys, and I gotta say, I love what he does with the top comment of the day, and he features it in the very next video. So I think I'm gonna start doing the same thing. So if you guys leave a comment down below, the comment with the most likes I will feature in the next video by dropping it up at the very bottom of the video in the very beginning of the video. So go ahead, drop a comment down below, and you might get featured in the next video. You never know, it'll show your whole YouTube name and everything. So if you're another YouTuber, you're trying to grow your channel, anything like that, it'll get featured right here on the screen for a couple of seconds, and people might go check you out. So drop a comment down below, let me know something about your day, something you want to see, anything like that, something funny from the video, and yeah, it might just get featured in a video. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button on the video, hit the subscribe button, stay tuned for future videos by hitting that notification bell. YouTube doesn't do a great job at notifying people when I upload anymore, so a lot of people miss out when I upload new videos. I'm uploading 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so you guys don't want to miss out on any future uploads. Hit that notification bell after you hit that subscribe button. I will catch you guys in the next one. Remember to check the description for all links for products used in this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, be fucking great, love y'all.